Well, guys, let's start off. Let's go right to our CEO, our global CEO and president, Mr. Sam Kasser. Sam, I know you love attending all the events and calls that we do, but these big ones that bring in hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, where we bring the whole community together for these calls. I know it's very special for you guys. You kicked off the event. Can you maybe share with everybody kind of what you got out of the event and a message you'd like to share with everybody around a couple of the big projects the company was working on? And then we'll go over to Mr. C. Burns and Brian Morgan asked the same thing, what they got out of the event. And they're going to also touch on the big incentives and the new packs that you guys put together to promote through the event. So Mr. Kasser, we'll pass it to you to kick off tonight's event.
Well, thank you, Craig. And thanks, everybody. And man, what a great event this Saturday. I think there was a lot of things that I really enjoyed. First of all, every speaker was right on. You know, regardless of what they were talking about, you know, how they're building their business, what they feel about the impact of what's called the ripple effect and how many children are being nourished. And of course, Steve Lemmy gave a great perspective on the vision of what a brand new business person sees in this opportunity. You know, in the new brochure that we rolled out when we launched this company, Alivea, which by the way is less than 90 days ago. I mean, it's just amazing how fast time is traveling at the moment. We talked about what is our goal, the transformation of our current sick care system into a true healthcare environment. Now, you have to have the right technologies to do that. You're going to see a lot more of that coming in the very, very near future. But you know what? We have the best technologies to actually make that transformation. They're unique, they're efficacious, they belong to us. And it is the kind of technology base that you can change history with. And what does that mean to an organization of social entrepreneurs? In a recent Lancet, which is an international medical journal, article, it was entitled The Burden of Chronic Disease, the Global Burden. And what they talked about is that, you know, we're talking about right here in the United States, it's a $3.2 trillion industry, sick care. And then by 2013, it's predicted to be 4.2 trillion. So if you're going to disrupt an industry, you might as well disrupt one that's consuming 20% of our gross national product. There's nothing else like it. So why is it open for disruption? Because it doesn't serve the needs of people. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And if the most current pandemic has done anything, it has brought to the forefront the need for our bodies to be able to defend themselves. Because there's nothing in medicine that can help, you know, a chronically failing immune system from surviving, whether it's the pandemic or cancer or any other chronic illness. And so the ability for your cells to be able to defend themselves, repair themselves, regenerate themselves is the very core of that transformation. And I think Steve just gave great perspective to what does the future vision look like with the technologies that we have and the people that are coming to us, not that we're pursuing, but that are coming to us because of our commitment to do this transformation and then share it with the world, particularly the world's most vulnerable children. I mean, I just love the passion that people approach every facet of this business with, Craig. I like the fact that they're excited about the ripple. That has nothing to do with rank. It's just that what is the impact that you've made on the world? You can tell one person and have an incredible, you know, ripple effect. And that's what separates or distinguishes, I think, social business from every other direct selling model out there, is that we reward and recognize people for making a difference. That's what Ripple's all about. Rank is also important because rank is at the very core of that 3.0 model, building teams and teams of teams for the rapid circulation of new ideas that can change the world. I love what our marketing group, Linda and group, rolled out, which is the new virtual magazine. We've never had one in this company. We've just launched it so we can start recognizing There it is right there. And right on the cover is Craig and Ann, and for being our first global ambassadors. And it's a great story about you guys, Craig, and you deserve it. Back in the cold, hard days, you held an organization together that allowed us to get to a point where we could transform it into what we know today as Alavea. So congratulations to you guys personally and for everybody on this call, Craig and Ann, for the sacrifice that you made to get us to this place. Now we're talking about what does that mean to the future of the company and the people in it. And so as you can see, we've got, keep going if you don't mind, Will. Just so, you know, we're recognizing people for their ranks, you know, and for their ripple, you know, 5 million and 1 million champions, and then your 2Ks and your 5Ks and your 10Ks and your 20Ks. And there's each one of those have some very specific, you know, pop outs of particular people that have hit those ranks and what this business means to them, what they're seeing through it, what their hopes and dreams are for the future. There's a great segment on what we've been doing through our buy one, give one model. But because of Alavea and the expansion of what we're doing, not only expanding our business around the world, but that allows us to expand our giving around the world. And you can see some of our new partners there, the Operation Underground Railroad. What an incredible organization they are. I think everybody has really responded well. When you talk about getting to the world's most vulnerable children, it doesn't get much more vulnerable than those kids. And then the research projects that are starting to come to us, looking at our technologies for bringing quality of life impact to conditions out there that modern medicine and healthcare have absolutely no solution for. But it's a testament to the power of the human body to heal itself, to have the capacity to bring quality of life in areas where medicine makes no difference at all. So that's a good segment. I'm going to stop there and let Craig go on with, well, you can turn the page. I'm just going to close my little segment here, Craig, by saying that I think if what everybody walked away with that I got calls from and texts from is a vision for the future. I mean, everybody knows we've been through a struggle and a tough time, and the country's been through a tough time. And we haven't been able to travel, and we haven't been able to hand out pops and blah, blah, blah. But I think what everybody sees is that this is for real, that we have the potential of absolutely changing the world. You know, this is not rhetoric. This is technology-based that can actually bring, you know, to the finish line an idea whose time has come. And that's the transformation of our current sick care with our technology. So I again, want to thank everybody for the contributions they made to the weekend and for what you're doing individually out there all across the country. That's my takeaway, Craig. Thanks.
Hey, that's awesome, Sam. And, you know, for we have a ton of people on tonight's call. And for those that don't know this, Sam not only runs a ton of calls that for individual teams, but almost every single call that I ever do, Sam's always on there watching and learning and listening. So I think that's really cool that our global CEO is that connected to every one of these calls and then has his own takeaway, and it probably builds his own belief and confidence and excitement and faith and belief in what we're doing. So, I mean, we all feed each other around this. So that's really powerful to hear you say that, Sam, like what you got out of that event. And I'm sure for you and Linda and your whole family. So that's really exciting. And I
Absolutely.
think, you know, for everybody, when you do talk about that vision, Sam, and I know Steve's talk was powerful on that, you just start to build this like belief, and your shoulders are back a little bit more, and you have a little more confidence to talk to people. And there's just this almost this attraction that you start connecting to people more because there is that confidence in where we're going. But that's why plugging into these calls are so important. So if you didn't watch the full thing, we do encourage watching it. Steve, I know you were in Dallas for that. So you jogged there, I think, because you couldn't fly, right? There's no planes. Or did you fly there?
I flew. Thanks.
You flew, okay. Was that your first flight since the whole COVID?
Yes, first flight since January.
Wow. Now, did you have any kind of special hand sanitizer that you used that helped get you through everything and made you feel safe?
Not on the way there, but on the way back.
But on the way back, you're great. That's so funny. Well, Steve, talk to everybody because that's pretty cool. You actually got to do this whole call with Sam and with Steve in Dallas. You're with some other folks as well. So you guys were able to have a lot of fun and spend some time together. And but what were your personal takeaways in this? And then also share with everybody so everybody really understands the new special kits that they put together, why they're so critical to get, and some of the bonuses that come with it.
Well, sure, Craig. And we understand that there are some really interesting people that are attracted to what we're doing here. And as I said when I introduced him, Sam and I have known Steve Lemmy over 20 years. As a matter of fact, at one point, I tried to hire him to come in to run my brick and mortar business for a period of time so I could step away and get a break. And I have a lot of respect for Steve. He has a great business background, MBA in international business. He has a degree in biochemistry, and he was pre-med. He just at the last moment switched over. All the guys he went to college with are all doctors. And so he understands our technology. He understands the power-based man, he's been around it. He's used it in his family for a long time. But when he understood what we really had, this next generation, and what Alovea was, a social business 3.0 that was owned by two not-for-profits, put together by two not-for-profits, and the fact that those not-for-profits were able to start this public benefit corporation and then acquire the assets of Evolve Health. And that way we had an infrastructure. We had a lot of us, I heard from several people, well, I've been with Alovea for 5 years. No, we've all been with Alovea since May 2nd or after that. Many of us have been with the Hope movement a lot longer, but having this as the entity, that was enough to just push Steve over the edge and make him want to be a part of this, to recognize the potential of this company. And so to get to visit with him, I've done a lot online with him, a lot of Zooms with him, but to see him again in person after it's been probably 3 years since I saw him in person last, it was really wonderful to get that time of fellowship with him, even though Zoom has been fulfilling. It's the next best thing to being there, stealing a line from the AT&T marketing department. But anyway, we had a great time with that, and I enjoyed the reaction of everybody to the announcements of both the new kits and the incentive. A lot of people, there's a lot of controversy whether about masks and things like that, wear them, don't wear them, whatever. But one thing everybody has agreed on universally with me is they love the gaiters. They love the branded gaiters. Whether you're somebody who rides motorcycles, whether you're somebody who's skiing or lives maybe on the top of a mountain, these people might be interested in a gaiter. And it's also a fashion accessory. And there are places that you absolutely have to wear a mask. It's mandated by city ordinance, state ordinance, whatever. And this actually works to help cover the mouth and nose and meet those requirements. So Alovea, let's make these cool gaiters. And then a lot of people have been looking at hand sanitizers. Well, just so happens that the guy who makes our Entourage product got into the hand sanitizer business. Now, hand sanitizers are very interesting in the fact that there were 9 hand sanitizers on the FDA no-no list before the whole pandemic started. And I just read an article that there are 59 now. And the reason being is the ingredients. Some of these hand sanitizers can actually be dangerous, especially if they use methanol, wood alcohol in there instead of ethanol or isopropyl alcohol. So our manufacturer of Entourage, he's really into natural things, and he said, one with ethanol. And you've got to have at least 60% for it to be safe and effective. We've got 74% alcohol by volume. Well, then we run into the next problem. Hand sanitizers have a tendency to dry out the skin. Soap and water is always the best thing we can use, but we can't always get to soap and water. And even over hand washing is causing a lot of people's hands to crack and chafe. And that's in the summer. It's going to get worse as the weather gets colder. Well, when we breach the barrier, our skin is our first line of defense for protecting our body. It's an important part of our immune system. As a matter of fact, it has macrophages in it. And there are other protective different organisms in our skin, and there's a lipid layer too. And when that gets all broken down and these cracks form, we can start allowing that barrier is breached. We can allow these different pathogens and bacterium into our system, and we don't want to do that. So how do we do this? How do we protect our hands? People are using different lotions and things like that. But what about the people that have to use the hand sanitizer, that next best thing? Well, we've got a new hand sanitizer called Aloe Pure. And Aloe Pure has aloe vera AE, ace mannan extract. It is awesome. I'm so excited about this because that actually can help protect and restore that lipid layer, allowing everything to come together and heal, allowing the skin to heal. Again, this isn't going to heal it, but it's going to allow the skin to heal itself. The body heals itself, right? So we said, okay, we got these gaiters, we got this hand sanitizer. How much are we going to sell them for? Well, what if we had a kit that was a stronger and we gave them away? That's kind of crazy because usually when we come up with a kit and we run a special, we cut that price. So we looked at a $269 retail value, and Will, if you will, pull up the slide, please. We looked at a $269 retail value kit, and we put a price of $179 plus tax, but you're going to get a gator, and you'll either get the turquoise gator or the gray gator, and a 2-ounce Aloe Pure hand sanitizer with this kit. Now, in the U.S., there are two options. The first option comes with a 1-ounce bottle of Entourage, 2 bags of Hope Pops, 1 bottle of Immune, and a box of Fix. Well, wait a minute. What's with the Fix and the Entourage? This is all about staying strong. Well, some of that staying strong is reducing that stress level, just bringing that down a little bit. And we all know that the ashwagandha complex in Fix helps to reduce that stress level some. And again, when you work on the endocannabinoid system, when you work with these terpenes and the hemp extract, you're also able to bring those stress levels, that feeling of stress, that feeling of anxiety, that lack of sleep, when we're all worried about what's my life going to look like? When are things going to get back to normal? All the different things that are going on. It's about overall staying stronger. And we also have another kit for our international friends, our friends in Canada and Australia, just as valuable. It comes with 2 bottles of Immune, 2 bags of Hope Pops, and a box of Fix. So the U.S. people, a few of them, when we started to run this by some of the different leaders, they said, well, wait a minute, what if we want the international one? Okay, so in the U.S., you have your choice, either the Entourage or the Immune kit. And again, our international people, you're not losing anything because you still get the 2 bottles of Immune. So either one is a great value, and you're getting it for $179 with a gator and with a Aloe Pure. And by the way, the turquoise gator is what comes with the incentive. I just got a text on that, so I just wanted to let everybody know that. And as we go forward, you are going to be able to, we're not going to sell the Aloe Pure or the gator at this time. We don't know if we ever will. But we do have an incentive where you can actually earn those. And I think my good friend Brian Morgan is going to tell us all about that. But you absolutely want to purchase this special because in order to qualify for points for this incentive, you must have purchased one of the Stay Stronger promo kits. And at that value, you might want to purchase 2 or 3. I'm just telling you, it's that good a deal. So back to you, Craig. I want to hear from Brian. How do we get these extra things?
That's awesome, Stephen. Great overview on that. And by the way, it's funny you talked about that value, because that's where Ann and I, we figured Ben Platt had kind of lost some oxygen to his brain or something and didn't come up with the numbers right on those kits, because at $179 for what you get, the value is pretty ridiculous. So we ordered multiples for the two reasons. One is not only for the value of it, but when you think of what you get for that, but we really wanted the hand sanitizers too. You know, we thought they're just such a great fun thing to create like stories right now. So that is a fabulous kit. And, you know, I love the name of it, the Stay Strong kit. And so that's a great overview, and highly recommend everybody get those kits right away. And Brian, why don't you kind of wrap it up with go through, you know, what impacted you and Danny? We actually did this together. You and I were here in the Blue Ridge Mountains. We were up at the castle together, had a lot of fun during this presentation and sharing it with everybody. But what was your guys' takeaways? And then also, you know, for the incentives, so for everybody in this recap call, they can really understand why to get that kit and then what to do with it, because what can they actually earn and win. And that's what we just did a call before this with a bunch of great folks with Dennis and Jean's team and Kathy Doman's team and a group that we're working with. And the number of people said they wanted that iWatch, I thought was pretty wild. So I just, for those that don't know, we're giving away iWatches. Now they know. Brian, you can expand on that a little bit more. But Brian, why don't you take it away with everyone?
Yeah, well, thank you so much. We're in Bear Lake this morning, and then Atlanta, and now Minnesota, and it's good to be home. But man, it is also good to have some flexibility and some freedom, and that's what this business can bring. You know, you asked what impacted us the most, and you know, we started off Saturday morning talking about what we're most excited about with Alivea, and I talk about the 5 things. You know, the product, the profit, the people, the purpose, and the potential. And what really impacted me this weekend was the people. I mean, you know, I knew a majority of the people on the call, but hearing the people's stories, you know, so many testimonies, and then the addition of people. I mean, we have some brilliant, brilliant people. Guess what? I'm not one of them. But here's what I learned. You know, sometimes we get a little sensitive, or we lose our confidence when, say, someone like Steve Lemmy comes on board and has a dynamite presentation. But we can't compare ourselves to Steve Lemmy, and we got to remember, he's one of our teammates. And the fact that we get to leverage so many brilliant people in corporate with Alivea, but then also in the field, we get to leverage Steve Lemmy's decades of experience. We get to leverage Sam Castor's decades of experience, and Steve Burns and Craig and Ann. And, you know, we get to leverage Man Relief's, you know, contributions to mankind. And we get to leverage Dr. Renee Hurdy and Dream for the Cure. And we get to leverage, you know, Tim Ballard, you know, this June 30th here, or I'm sorry, July 30th, just a couple of days, it's going to be a global campaign about children. And we get to leverage the name that Tim Ballard's already created for Operation Underground Railroad. He has interest around the world, and we get to leverage that because we're one of the partners. And, you know, the Sickle Cell Project and the Brain and Body Foundation. I mean, the fact that we have so many amazing people that have come together for this mission and this purpose that is so much bigger than all of us. I mean, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a mechanic. That's my background. I'm 25-year tradesman, 9-year bricklayer. I don't have a background in health and wellness. I'm never going to be able to give a presentation like Sam Castor, Steve Burns, or certainly not Steve Lemmy. I mean, that was amazing this weekend. But what I loved is all of the different passion, you know, Jan Cass, I mean, every single person that spoke on Saturday was amazing. And I get to leverage every one of their stories, and I get to leverage everybody's education. Then that's what this is a business about. I mean, none of us can be an expert in every field, but if we can just be that librarian and direct people to the answer and direct people to this amazing team that we have. I mean, the people, we're surrounded with are incredible. And quite honestly, as you see, they're only getting better and better and more passionate. So we have even more to leverage. And we also get this awesome incentive to leverage. So that was my big takeaway from this weekend. I already loved the people of Alavea, but I just love them even more. And I'm even more confident today than I ever was before, because we're attracting more and more brilliant people. And trust me, you don't have to be one of them. You can be a guy just like me, a mechanic or whatever. Doesn't matter. You get to leverage everybody else's education, background, experience, which is awesome. So, it's also fun to leverage these incentives. We always talk about the big goals, but the short-term goals are really what get you to the big goals. So I love the idea of the hope and love incentive, or the hope and Alavea incentive. There's everybody in the world right now needs more hope and certainly needs more love. And as Steve pointed out, with the incentive, with the promotion, you get the turquoise gator as well as the AloPure, but that your customers can buy that too. I saw a lot of questions in the chat room. Oh man, this would be great to get to my customers. Your customers can buy that kit, and it's fantastic, and you can win it as well. So everyone has to buy the kit, and be real clear, you have to buy the kit before you can earn the incentive. So you certainly want to buy that kit, save over $100. It's amazing. I'm the same as Craig and Andy, and Danny and myself have already bought several of those. But look at this amazing incentive, and it's just fun, sharing the love, sharing Alavea. You get out there and earn 2 points, you're going to get 2 more of those AloPure 2-ounce hand sanitizers with Ace Manning. You earn 4 points, and you see how you get the points. The Stay Strong kit is 1 point. Any of our mid-sized kits are 2 points. The big premium packs are 4 points. You imagine if you sell one premium pack to a customer or a new social business partner or affiliate, that's 4 points. And here's the cool thing. This is a cumulative. So if you earn that 4 points, not only do you get 2 of the black gators, so in the incentive, you earn the black gators. In the promotion, you buy the blue turquoise gators. So some people really like the black, some people really like the blue, but this is how you distinguish which one you get. So if you earn 4 points, this is a cumulative. I've never seen this before with Alavea. I've never seen an incentive like this where it's a cumulative. So if you earn 4 points, not only do you get the 2 gators, you also get the 2 AloPure hand sanitizers. 6 points, you get the pops, the gators, and the hand sanitizer. 8 points, the fix, the pops, the gators, the AloPure. It's so cool. And then 12 points, you add in there an iWatch or a Samsung. So whether you're iPhone person or an Apple person or a Samsung person, either way, you're going to get that smartwatch. I think they're about $400 or maybe $399. So just an incredible, fun incentive, and it's a cumulative. So those 12 points not only get you that iWatch, but it's the fix, it's the pops, it's the gators, it's the AloPure. Now you can only earn it on one business, or I should say you can only earn that on one business center. But if you have a family and you're building it together, like Ken and Dottie Anderson, they're part of Alavea. Their kids are, their grandkids are. So between that family, they might have another 36 iWatches with the Andersons on the West Coast, because every single business center can earn that. And I know how passionate they are about this movement, that they'll probably do that. And of course, you see number 3, when you buy the promotion kit, as Steve Burns pointed out, and you've been one of the many, many people that have already rippled 100,000 servings, you're also going to get the Ripple Recognition Impact Bracelet, which is really cool. I have mine on here today, and they're awesome. They're fun. I actually flew from Atlanta to Minneapolis today, and it was a conversation piece, which is great. And the gators are a phenomenal conversation piece too, because people ask, what's Alavea? A great way to start a conversation. So I'm excited for so many reasons. Craig, Sam, this whole team. We're doing we got a lot of work to do, but we're doing a great job of just attracting more amazing people. And I think the second half of 2020 is going to be a big deal. We got a lot of people to help.
Yeah, that's awesome, Brian. That's a great update, great overview. And hey, I think we got to bring Steve back onto this to really make this clear again. You've said it, but I've seen a lot of questions. Steve, where are you here? I want to make sure I still have a picture of you. There you go, Steve. Okay, so what color mask are you wearing?
I'm wearing the black mask, Craig.
How do you get the black mask?
You have to earn it. You have to earn it through the incentive.
Nice.
Deanne's only problem with the mask is it doesn't actually shut me up.
That's great. But I love what Brian said. They are conversation pieces. Brian and I were hanging out in the last week. I mean, and you wear that, first of all, it's super comfortable. So it's a great way to earn them. It's a great, with buying the kit, you're going to get a blue one. Actually, I personally like having the two colors. I hate to say it because I'm not the most fashionable guy ever, but I actually do pick the color based on what I'm wearing. So it's actually nice to have two different colors. We had a big dinner event last night, super high-end event. We had a Michelin star chef. And what I was wearing, I thought, oh, I better put the black one on because it worked better with the outfit. So yes, I am trying to fashion coordinate my gaiters. That is a true story. The other thing that's really fun, guys, to really wrap this up is the company's brought on a great new social media partner, Paige, who's an expert in really bringing the life and story together in the world of social media and really help define this whole Heart for Hope movement. And one of the things that's great to do and what you're going to see a lot more about what the company is really bringing our stories and message to social media, really kind of expand on that ripple. Sam said it at the beginning of the call, there's no one in the industry doing what we're doing. We want to build that. We want to expand on it. We want to grow that whole concept and those stories. So one of the things we're going to continue through this next 7 weeks through the same side with the incentive is hashtag Heart for Hope. Shoot a little video, 30 seconds, and share the 4 things why you love being a social business partner, what you love about Alivea, and post it on social media, hashtag it to Heart for Hope. And the first 100 people that do that automatically win a blue gator. And then the next is we're going to be doing different draws every week for free product packages that I'm going to announce on the Saturday calls at 10 o'clock Central each Saturday, the new welcome call for all of our new social business partners. It's a great way to make sure everybody sees all the fun in what we're having. So, if you haven't done that before, have fun with it. If you don't know what that is, go to Facebook and put hashtag Heart for Hope, the number 4, and you can see what other people have done. The more creative you are, have fun with it, be goofy with it. But here's the really cool thing. I've seen people already getting customers and social business partners just because they're doing that. So, guys, it was an incredible event. Sam, anything you want to wrap up before we close up tonight's call?
You need to turn on your porch light.
Yeah,
There
I'm
you
actually
go.
coming
And the sun is setting in North Carolina. Hey, listen, guys, I just want to say thanks for a great weekend. We are starting this journey right now. And all these fun prizes will help you kick off towards the fall. And it's going to be very explosive in the fall. Just great stuff coming. Love everybody out there and what you're doing. Thanks a lot, Craig, for hosting the call.